you need that power to be able to prove yourself at every point, to be able to tell people that, yes, I can do this. And it was part of all that you got at Lagos Business School. So I asked the question earlier, how are you taking this out? Personally, what would you be doing with this?
Okay, so two things. As well as I'm a lawyer, I'm also a non-profit leader. I run a small non-profit, environmental non-profit called Earth Plus. So while I was learning for both of them. So in my non-profit, this year I'm focusing on establishing skilling and then establishing it sustainably, because one of the things we learned there was, how do you sustain a business? So the skills for business models applies directly to non-profits, because funding, donations are no more as they were, and they can't support these things to go constantly over time. So I'll use it there, definitely. And then in my workplace, I learned a lot of things that would help me. Business ethics. So how do you make the money while still maintaining the ethics of business? And then I learned, of course, like I said before, strategy and leadership. And then how to make businesses run properly. So while I'm not at top management, working as an individual, I would work with the mindset of a management personnel, and that would help things even work better in the office. And so that's it for me from VIMP.
Talking about leadership, you interact with people of your age. How much of this leadership potentials do you see?
A lot, truly. Nigerian youths have a lot of leadership potentials, but the truth, they need people to help them, like what VIMP is doing, harness it, really make them become these people, translate them from the potential to the actual reality of what they're supposed to be. And then another thing that was mentioned, in fact was harped on constantly at the program, was mentorship. I think it's something that the program is creating and something that needs to be done constantly to enable these leaders become the true leaders that they have in them. But there's a lot of it out there. A lot.
Have there been moments when you felt like, I can't do this again? I mean, it's too heavy. And what did you do?
Many, actually. As you know, I brought JA to Nigeria in '99. I ran it for 3 years and then went back to the States and then came back and joined the board. And it was end of 2016 that the board told me to come back and run Junior Achievement. And I said, the last time I ran it, I was in my 20s. I don't think I'm now in my 40s. I don't think I have the energy to do it. But what keeps me going is really seeing things like this, where people coming to JA at any program, any of our programs, and by the time they exit, you see the huge transformation that going through the program has done. And then you see how they take it back. Even, we've had our girls from Lead Camp in secondary school here, and when they go back to their secondary schools, the change that they're doing just from the 1 week of the Lead Camp. And that inspires me to keep going, because Nigeria is difficult. The people that you think should help the most are sometimes the ones who are gatekeepers. When we try to go into public schools, sometimes we are not always successful with getting the approvals to get in there. We're very grateful to the governments that work with us progressively. Lagos State, Ogun State, all those states are very progressive, but there are some states that is so hard to even, and we're bringing free programs to your schools.
So why should it be hard?
It's just, I don't know. If I knew, maybe I would be able to solve it. But so there are days when you just go home and you're just tired. You're like, why am I doing this? Because the people you're trying to help don't even want help. But because of our board, we have a fantastic board of directors, and there are companies who sit on the board: Accenture, Channels TV, Citibank, Dangote Foundation, Deloitte, ExxonMobil, First Bank, Stanbic, IBTC, Schlumberger. These companies really rally around us to make sure that, when things go tough, they really provide the resources. I mean, there was a time we had, our offices were boggled, and Accenture and Citi, because they're in the same building in VI, just said, come work out of our offices. And for 5 months, we worked out of it until we were able to save enough money to to get new offices. So that keeps me going, having this fantastic board. You know, Channels TV just said, you know what, we want you to advocate for STEM education in Nigeria. We're giving you a TV show. Come figure it out. So we have to figure that out with your help, hopefully. So because of our board, you know, it keeps me going, it keeps our staff going, and it, you know, it really helps us to take our impact further in Nigeria.
Okay,
And
so
partners, of course, like like ACA, Union Bank.
yeah,
So
and you see some of the other people who have passed, not just Tofumi and Caleb here, that you get feedback from them.
Yes, yes, we do. I mean, this year we're doing the documentary for VIMP, for ACA, to say, you know, thank you for funding us for the past 5 years. This is what some of the people who have gone through our program are doing. And just talking to some of them is phenomenal. People who are trying to change, like Modupe Adefeso, she's one of our VIMP alums. She's trying to change the face of education. She's created this education partnership. She's working with government, DFID, and all of that to just create change in education. You know, we have, you know, Paradigm Initiative Benga, who's trying to take digital skills to really low-income, less privileged kids. So we're very proud of what they're all doing.
And we are all very proud of it. We're very proud. So we've been speaking with Simi Nwogugu, founder and executive director of Junior Achievement Nigeria. Esther Gbenla is a public health graduate of Babcock University, a participant of VIMP 2018, and Caleb Adebayo, who's also a lawyer and a graduate of VIMP 2018, and Ogedi Onyema, Vice President Investor Management at Africa Capital Alliance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now that VIMP 2018 is over, let's look forward to the next Jan event. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And have you a good day.
Thank you.
We're back shortly. Please don't go away.